Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Styled by Jordana the series. This is episode 24 and today we're going to focus on coat and jacket styling for fall and winter. Okay, first I'm going to take you through the different style coats and jackets that I have, and then I want this episode to focus on different ways to style them and also a little bit about proportion. I feel like sometimes we can get a little stuck depending on the length of a jacket, whether it's kind of that peacoat style, longer or more cropped, and which pant works best with it. So I want to focus on all of that today. Okay, so I'm going to be focusing on full length coats. So this is a slightly oversized version and this is a more tailored version. We're going to be doing the crop style shearling coat. We're going to be focusing a little bit on blazers. This one's suede, but we're just going to be talking blazers in general and the length of them. A cropped wool coat that's kind of more boxy in nature. A leather jacket. And then our very typical pea coat. Okay, let's start with our longer length full coats first. So when I say full coat, I mean it typically stops below your knee, usually around here, above your ankle. Anything like this where the coat is long, pant-wise, when pairing, I would suggest something straighter or even on the skinnier side. I'm not talking skinny jeans, but slightly skinnier. So as an example, the pants I'm wearing now, completely straight. They kind of stop just below my ankle, so they work with a boot. And then I could put a full, I don't have it on right now, but I could put my full length jacket with it and the whole thing will act in elongating me because we've got a skinnier base and then something slightly more oversized on top that's longer. As we're going into colder seasons, obviously leather is a big player in our closet. So when wearing a coat like this, we could pair it with a straight leg leather pant. These are the A Goldie 90s pinch waist leather. And I'm just going to demonstrate a little outfit for you without trying on. So I would have my straight leg leather. I'm going to take my long totem jacket underneath. And then I would probably put something fitted underneath because as I was mentioning, this is long. It's obviously more material, more fabric. We don't ever want to feel like the coat is swallowing us. So something fitted, it can be a tank, long sleeve tee. And then if I was doing this for, a dinner or something like that, I would then pair it with a heel. For full length coats that are slightly more oversized in nature, which is obviously super popular these days, we could then do, because we don't want to wear a skinny jean, we could do a skinny leather pant. These ones are by the row. And I would take my really oversized jacket, I'd put something skinny underneath. Again, I would also pair it with a fitted long sleeve or a fitted cardigan underneath, or even a button down maybe. And then I would also put it with a heel. Okay, let's move on to our more cropped jackets. So I have a shearling example, which is obviously heavier for the winter. And then I also just have a cropped wool jacket, which kind of is a little more boxier. So we'll do both at the same time, but let's start with the shearling one. It's cropped, it kind of stops around here. And I've said this a few times, but proportionally, any overlayer of clothing that is more cropped in nature that kind of stops typically at your hip bone always looks really, really good with a wider silhouette on the bottom. So you kind of want the pant to start here and the jacket to stop. So they're kind of grazing each other. One stops and one starts. And then that also acts in elongating you. So for this style jacket for winter time in terms of styling, we could do something really simple and do a silk pant. Obviously they're very popular. These ones are a milder label and I just love the color of them. So something like this. Obviously it's a little flowy, it's a little wider, and then we have our cropped piece on top. Underneath, I would just do like a knit tank, depending on where you're going. It could be for daytime, you could just do it with a simple long sleeve and then put a ballet flat at the bottom. If it was an evening look, you could do a tank top or a boob tube style top and then do a heel. But this type of look proportionally works really well together. Okay, to take our even more cropped jacket and one that's slightly boxier, I would do something that is ultra high-waisted at the bottom. So really more like a high-waisted wide leg pant. Doesn't have to be black, it can be any color, but I have a black pair with me. So something like this, paired with this. I know it's a little difficult to visualize. And then again, something fitted underneath. In this case, you could then add a belt. These ones don't have belt loops, but you could add a belt to it. And again, depending on what you want this for, you could make this casual and pair it with sneakers. You could dress it up and do it with a pump. You could do kind of midway and do it with like a low-heeled boot. Really, any option would work, but proportionally, that's where I would be. Okay, up next, let's talk about blazers. So I'm wearing one that has less structure to it because it's wool material. And then I've kind of have more of a regular fitting one. This one's suede. So blazers, all of them, stop kind of just below our bum. And because of that, a straight leg pan pairs better with it, because unless we are, 5'9", super tall, supermodels, the idea of wearing something looser on bottom with a blazer on top, it's not going to do us any favors from a proportion standpoint. So I would say stick to something that is slightly straighter fit on the bottom. There are lots of ways that we can make blazers more interesting. My biggest one that I always suggest is cinching it at the waist with a belt. It adds a level of dimension to your look. It adds a little interest. It kind of attracts the eye in an interesting way. That's one way of wearing them. We can also, another way, especially at the moment, would be play on texture. So this one's a suede one. This one is Vince. Another way to just make it a little more interesting. Okay, one more blazer styling pairing that I would want to talk about. If you like wearing mini skirts, the length of a blazer works really well with a mini skirt because it basically usually stops as the mini skirt stops. So from like a tailoring standpoint, it just looks really good together. And then you could put a cardigan underneath, a long sleeve knit or something, and then you have the option. If you want to wear heels with a mini skirt, you could do that. For nighttime, you could put it with a flat, and then it becomes more of a work type of vibe. But I always find proportionally a mini skirt with a blazer looks really good together. Okay, now let's talk about the leather jacket. I feel like these have come a really long way from how we used to think about leather jackets. It was almost that like motto style, had a lot of hardware, had a lot going on. These are way more tailored these days. They're either, lots of them are actually cropped now, and they have way less hardware, and they're kind of structured, especially this one, as a blazer, but leather material. And you can definitely get leather blazers, which also work. But let's take this jacket. My one's a little bit cropped. So again, back to my point before, anything that is this short in nature looks really good with a wider leg pan. So I would put it with a wide leg pan that has, that does up at the top, or a slightly looser one like the silk pants. You could do a silk skirt with it if you wanted, because that's kind of the same effect. And then with that, you could be doing a heel, a flat, or a boot. Okay, so just to give you a quick styling example, I've taken the wide leg black pants that I used earlier. I would do it with this. I would just keep it really simple underneath and do like a knit tank or something like that. And then a heel, and then this is a really easy, very effective dinner look. Okay, now let's focus on the peacoat. And I actually think that this is one of the harder coats to style because of the length of it. It's almost at a little bit of an awkward length where you kind of don't know what to do on the bottom. So I think this comes down to a little bit, and I don't always like to put people in this category, but it kind of depends how tall you are. If you have a little natural height, let's say you're 5'6" or above, then when wearing something that's they're all a little boxy because of how they stop on you. When wearing something like this, you could do something straight underneath, like a straight jean or a straight leather like we were discussing earlier, or you could also do something a little wider. So if you are tall, you could do a wide leg denim underneath this and then keep the underneath of this fitted. So again, our fitted long sleeves, maybe a fancier evening top, and then a pointy boot or a pump or a mule or something like that. If you are a little shorter, for lack of a better word, so let's say we're in the 5'2", 5'3" category, because of where it stops on you, I wouldn't put it with anything wide leg on the bottom. So if you want to invest in a peacoat, I would kind of ensure that your bottom half or your jeans or whatever it is that you're wearing on the bottom is straighter. So kind of like a jean like what I'm wearing. It's just very, very straight leg. Doesn't have any width to it at the bottom. I think that's going to look better if you are not as tall as others. Okay, so I just wanted to offer a little quick guide to styling coats and jackets for fall winter, focusing on our proportions. So I hope you found that helpful. For more styling tips, ways I style myself, ways I style my clients, you can follow me on Instagram at Jordana Sharp. Thank you for watching this episode, and the next one will be available soon.